you're becoming a real Negro the last couple of little situations. This nigga going ask 20 minutes before we got to.
Cool.
If
If anybody thinks that my job is easy, you have no idea at all. At all, dog.
Yeah,
At all. Full-time job.
bro. I'm trying to tell you, that's how it really is, bro. Like
It'd be like that.
nigga want to come down here and play a full game of dominoes. Like nigga, come on, bro. I'm about to record. You know that.
Oh, yo.
No, I'm just saying, people, if they want to, they
Oh.
could. It's their house. I'm about to have my Bridge Club over here. Yo, Bridge Club, nigga. I said, can I get an hour?
Right.
An hour down here. That's it.
That's it. All right. Much to do about everything. Episode 8. Welcome to the podcast. It's Zaire, Ziggy Hollywave on Instagram, Bossable Beats on Instagram as well. Here with the livest J5.
Yeah,
in the
man. Johnny
building.
Hines, underscore two shoes underscore on Instagram. Follow Will to Win Athletics.
Yeah, my Sunday was filled with football. I'm not gonna lie. More football than I'm used to watching because my brother plays for the Rams.
Yeah.
So yeah, the NFL is back, and it's bittersweet for me. I think, especially with everything that's going on. But it is good to see football. Like football is my favorite sport.
1000%.
Even though I haven't played football in years. Football is my favorite sport. Just the strategy and you know what I'm saying? You got to be athletic. You got to be smart. And so it's just everything that I like in a sport, the brutality, the finesse, all of it. So, yeah, you're a Niners fan. How did that how did that go for this Sunday?
I feel like we gotta keep having this conversation with this motherfucker. Zaire try to act like he didn't grow up his whole life cheering for the Niners just like I did. Then all of a sudden, since his brother's in the NFL playing for the Rams, this nigga's like, "You're a Niner fan, right? Tell me about it, nigga. You're a Niner fan too, but you're gonna support your brother first and foremost." I agree.
It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Actually, I'm from Oakland, so it's low key blasphemous for me to just be like I'm a Niner fan.
A lot of my family from Oakland, and them niggas is Niner fans. So it ain't that much blasphemy, especially if you just grew up watching the red and gold and you grew up watching the black and silver. But to be fair, I know Niner fans from the town, but I don't know no Oakland fans from the city.
Yeah, nah.
So it's a little different, but like you said, the bittersweet thing, because a lot of people argue that us going back and playing football again maybe will create a distraction from what's going on in our real world. And they definitely have some legs with that. I agree that it can definitely become a distraction. But I think also they're taking their steps to try to, to make sure that it's front line with, with the I know on a grander scheme of things, it's not big, it's not enough. It's definitely never going to be enough. But just to make it, put it out there to make it like that it's important. So they got the labels of, different names on the helmet.
Yeah, that's new.
They got they got it on all the jumbotrons and all that. They obviously the Thursday game, they did the moment of unity, whatever. That whole week they did the moment of unity. So they're not. It's not for lack of trying. Is it enough? No. And honestly, even if they make it a huge thing, it still has to. The change still has to happen in the community. It still has to happen with the law. Still has to happen with the local government, state government. So I don't think it'll ever be enough. But still, they're not just glossing over it like we don't give a damn. So I think that's something you can look into. And for me, like you said, I love football. So I couldn't wait for it. Very disappointing to watch my Niners take an L to the damn Cardinals. That sucked. But we got to watch Sim play. Basically the primary guy for special teams for the Rams. Had some good opportunities. They got a W. So I think the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks are all 1-0. The Niners is 0-1.
Not a good start.
Yeah, not a good start, but like you said, it's football. It did have a weird ass vibe though when I was watching the games to have no fans in the stands. That shit seemed weird. Like you was excited to watch the football games, but it just had like a weird aura about it.
And that's part of what was bittersweet for me. Because I think even like the teams are affected in
Yeah.
that way too. Like
Yeah.
there's no really no home field advantage. It's just line up and run the play. You ain't got to worry about it being too loud in the stadium. You know what I'm saying, here in Cadison. So how this season plays out, and there's really nothing that the audience is going to be able to do to take away or to influence the play on the field. That's why I feel like even the Niners game, it was like high scoring like that. I think partially because of no home field advantage.
Yeah.
It seemed like Niners were kind of in the driver's seat for a lot of that game, and I think if they're at home, if they're in front of their fans, I think it's more demoralizing to another team.
Yeah.
When they got to deal with that on top of like seeing them losing the scores. So but yeah, all in all, it was a cool day. I was able to see like Cam Newton, probably one of my favorite athletes. His first game in the Patriots, I think that was big. It's kind of like Captain America being black now to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean,
it's like
that is pretty cool to play for that team,
Yeah.
and you be that type of personality on that team and lead them to a victory.
And he did the Wakanda.
He did
the Wakanda forever when he scored.
did.
So that was hard.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar Jackson, same old. I mean, he's just
Yeah,
it looked
man.
like he just continuing from last season. He looked pretty good. Russell Wilson looks
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, he looked dominant. It's not even a question. Everybody can argue or debate, who the best quarterback. To me, for his value and what he provides for the Seahawks, on top, it's a plus that he's black. To me, Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the league.
And I kind of feel like that over maybe like the last 3-4 seasons, he's probably been the most consistent and most productive. Like
Yeah.
he don't make a lot of mistakes.
I just think he provides the most importance. You take him out of the equation, the Seahawks wouldn't be as successful as they
No,
are.
yeah.
So it's like if you're talking about MVP, who's the most valuable player for their team, it's definitely him.
Yeah.
So it's just same thing when they took LeBron off of Cleveland. Cleveland went to a couple championships, and then take him off. It's trash.
Lottery team.
Yeah,
right,
so it's like he definitely provides that, and I think right now that's what you're seeing right now. Like, okay, the argument is before, who's more valuable, Belichick or Tom Brady? Tom Brady went over to the Bucks.
Tampa
I know it's
Bay,
only
right.
the first week, and obviously it's not a continuity still needs to be worked out. But he went over to the Bucks, and he had a difficult day.
Yeah.
He had 2 picks, and
Right.
one was a pick six. And then Belichick still succeeding with Cam Newton. Don't get me wrong, they played the Dolphins, but still an NFL team. So there's definitely, you're gonna be able to, I guess, argue that once you actually see the end of the season and everything play out. But also, Tom Brady is 43 years old, so it's not like he's in the beginning or the middle of his prime and he's playing that poorly. He's 43 years old, and the arm strength ain't there. It's like it used to be. He played in the same system for 20 years, so
It's different.
it's just
weird.
different.
Yeah.
It's just
weird,
different.
But
Don't want to make no excuses for them. They professionals getting paid millions of dollars, but we still can't just take away that there's something different not going on. But back to the situation about the Thursday night game, man, seeing 2 black quarterbacks go head to head, get their money. But Z, there was a moment before the game that happened when they did the anthem, and then they did the little unity when they all like
moment
locked
of unity,
arms.
yeah.
Yeah. And it was from start to finish booing.
yeah, that was crazy.
That was unreal, because the whole thing, from a lot of people who, unlike us, we know what it was about. But people made it a thing about Kaepernick kneeling. It was about the flag. It was about
Right.
American. It was about the troops, all that. And now they decided to show their unity outside of the playing of the national anthem, and there was still booing. So at this point, I was listening to a couple shows like First Take and the Shannon Sharp with Skip
Undisputed, yeah.
Undisputed, and they were just saying, so it's obvious that it's never been about the flag.
Yeah.
It's basically you'll clap for the troops, you'll clap for Pride Month, you'll clap for breast cancer awareness, but when it's come to coming together, creating unity for all, and showing that Black lives matter in this country, you're booing that.
Yeah.
So obviously not every person did that and all over every stadium in the NFL, but the whole time. The first game that comes on that they decide to show that type of unity with all people, all colors, you boo it because it's an equality of everybody and blacks being included. So it just sent a crazy message that everything is all right as long as we don't try to support and pick up black African Americans, which is funny because 70% of the league is African American.
Well, it seemed like it's even less than that. Like the message was in racism,
Yeah.
and that's what was booed.
No, we like it just like it is.
Yeah, it was a moment of solidarity for equality. It wasn't just like praise black people. It was straight up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people felt like it was though.
Yeah.
Not people that don't understand fully, but like you said, it was about ending racism.
Right. And so people boo racism. It's not I'll say this. It was a spectacle, but I'm not surprised in that sense. Like I kind of actually was laughing. Cuz it was just like I didn't know it would just be so bold. You know what I'm saying? Like like they're locking arms and it's supposed to be a serious moment and it's
a moment of silence actually. Yeah, it was supposed to be a moment of silence.
God, okay. We knew y'all was racist, but shit,
I ain't getting
what I'm saying?
Yeah, remind me not to visit Kansas City.
Yeah, like
God damn.
So it's really that. I knew it was gonna be. I didn't know that particular thing, but this country, it's a lot of ridiculous stuff going on, and with just the people who was like, they protested wearing masks, and you know what I'm saying, carrying guns up to like county offices and stuff. So yeah, this ain't really nothing out of that. Yeah. It doesn't deviate too far away from what we've already been seeing a lot this year.
Not at all. I just wanted the masses and the people out there to see that, understand what exactly is going on. So everybody will say, well, with the videos, like, well, if he didn't resist arrest, then this. It's always jumping to something else to try to find your point or to validate your point.
The goalpost always moves.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, every time. Yeah. So it's like, oh, don't do this. Oh, don't do that. Don't protest during the national anthem. Okay, didn't do that. Still got booed. Yeah. So obviously, it's something bigger than that. It's at the root of the problem of our country was built on racism. Yeah. And is embedded in the fabric, and everybody wants to keep moving, like you said, keep moving the goalposts and act like it doesn't exist, but it does. Right. The sooner we recognize it, the sooner we actually take the steps to change it, the better we'll be as people, as Americans. But
that, and also for people of color mainly, and if you're an athlete, whatever you do, keep in mind that a lot of your value placed like in America, like how your value is seen based on your ability to be able to be entertaining or to entertain. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it seems more just like, shut up and entertain me. I don't care about you getting killed in the streets. I don't care about your brother. I don't care about your kids having poor school conditions or living conditions. I don't care any of that. If I'm not entertained, that's all that matters. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's pretty much the message that became very, very clear and apparent. And I hope it becomes clear and apparent to a lot of other people who maybe just didn't realize that from the jump.
Yeah, I was able to see some guy post and say, hey, you know what? I really appreciated the players coming together, all races and creeds, locking arms, and he was just disgusted by people booing during that moment of unity. And this was a white man. Yeah. And he was just like, okay, now I know for sure that it was never about the flag and it was never about the troops. He said, but I did disagree with some of the players that are still kneeling for the national anthem. So, you can disagree all you want to, right. But at the end of the day, as long as you can start to foresee exactly what's going on and why it's even a topic of conversation. Right.
There should be no question. The flag anthem argument is out of the question. Like that's done. That's a done deal.
You would think.
You would think. What's new on the block? Kidding. Just kidding. I'm joking.
Sorry, people's inside joke.
Yeah. Another thing that's new in the streets. Charlemagne's he just launched a new network pairing with iHeartRadio. He's dropping it's pretty much a new platform for Black podcasters, which I think is pretty exciting. So
And relevant.
holla at your boys, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Much to do
But yeah,
podcast.
Charlemagne's podcast network called The Black Effect. How do you feel about this new platform? What you think?
I obviously think it's pretty dope. Most people would feel like, well, if you're a podcast owner or whatever, it shouldn't matter that you. But for us, it does matter. Like we really have to carve out our real estate in certain things and make sure that we're known or that we're not. If you look at some of the top podcasts out there, it's white faces, and it's like nothing wrong with it. If it's a good podcast, it's a good podcast. But still want to make sure we acknowledge that there's a lot of great podcasts that are not hitting the big market or not hitting the mainstream places.
Right.
And he's going to give them a face or give them a platform to be able to excel on. So I think that's the same thing with when Oprah came out with her, her channel. Like it was huge for her to come out with her channel, or it's huge for us to have BET. These things do have a place in our world, and I think it's super dope that he decided to come out with a platform for Black podcasters. And obviously it makes a lot of sense to us because we are African Americans who have a podcast. So I think that's actually pretty dope. I've been enjoying Charlemagne and his evolution and growth for like the last 5 to 6 years. He's been elevating himself in so many different ways. He's been frontline with mental health. He's been growing himself in so many different ways that while he's here, definitely want to give him his flowers, man, because he's doing a lot of big things for our cultures, and he's making it okay to let people know that therapy is okay to go to, that it's all right to talk to people, it's all right to not be all right. So shout out to Charlemagne for coming out with this networking platform on with iHeartRadio.
Yeah, the Black experience is very, very it's very complex.
Yeah.
And hopefully this gives people a little bit more insight on just like the full range scope that, you know what I'm saying, can come from Black people, in that sense.
And that's why I think the platform of multiple Black podcasts, they'll feel that. They're like, oh, okay, well, one thing they can say, oh, they have similar experiences growing up in poverty, doing this, doing that. Like they can have certain similar experiences, but it doesn't dictate, their destination, where they're going to be, how they're going to be. So I think it helps too. Like within a small platform, you'll be able to see that this person grew up this way, this person grew up that way, but these two people aren't the same. Like you said, they don't have the same thoughts. They don't, they don't have I guess what people will look at it, some Black people stereotypically, they're not thugs, they're not this, they're not that. They're like, oh, they actually do have a hardworking mom, or they do have a hardworking grandmother, or they do come from humble beginnings. They don't know that unless you express that. And like I said from the last episode, we don't get to tell people that unless we put it out here like that, because we never felt comfortable enough to just share ourselves with everybody. So we do it through our podcast. This is our therapy. So I just love the concept that it was one of those situations where me and Zaire we like to talk about certain subjects, and we just decided to come together and start a podcast, man. And it was one of those biggest things that I take a lot of pride and joy in every day. So it's going to be great to see another platform where you'll be able to just go to that and see other people do the same thing.
You catch the what was it, the U.S. Open?
Yes.
You catch the U.S. Open Grand Slam?
I caught the highlights of her.
You see Naomi?
Yes. And you know what? Even from like when she really came on the scene hard and she beat Serena, and everybody was like going against her because it was like Serena.
Yeah.
So it was like, you feel me? People were going against her because they just knew what they knew and they loved who they loved. It was nothing against her because that was two Black women going back, face to face. And same thing with Venus. It's like, when you seen them they were sisters, they blood sisters, and they went back and forth, but everybody was like Serena. And it's like they came from the same background, the same upbringing, but Serena just been the most prevalent, dominant person in the sport. So then you see another young, she's Black and Japanese.
Yeah.
Another young Black woman come up, and then she kind of knock her off her throne, and now she's like being very productive, and she's winning championship after championships. I'm just happy that we continue to have such prominence in a sport. It's happening all over the place now. We got
Right.
hockey, we got NASCAR. One of the best NASCAR drivers is black. So that's actually pretty cool that we're actually starting to do the crossover, and we're not just in the ideal world of basketball and football.
Right.
Now, obviously, Tiger Woods crossed over a long time ago to help us with that, but
Hey, the Dominicans and the Cubans and all of them over there in
nigga,
they kicking that
you
shit.
know we is still recording, right?
Sorry.
God damn.
So yeah, congrats, big congrats to Naomi Osaka. I did also enjoy the fact that like every match she had a mask with a different name of victim of police brutality. Just kind of shows like where we are at on a national scale, and that an athlete can still use their platform to bring light to these issues that we're still facing.
Yeah, so from us on the podcast, congratulations, Naomi. You earned it.
Absolutely.
You're definitely a beast right now. I hope you continue to thrive and move forward and stay healthy, because I know that's right now. That's what's killing Serena, and why she's not being able to compete at the level she's used to, because she's injured right now. So, but nothing to take away from Naomi. Congratulations, and keep killing it.
Today, woke up this morning and got this news alert that Louisville, the city of Louisville, the police department, they settled with the family of Breonna Taylor for $12 million.
But yeah, that's a big win for her family. Will it ever replace Breonna? Hell no. But I wouldn't say it's a form of justice, because I'm pretty sure they already come from like humble beginnings. So I'm pretty sure to help in that situation. But I hope it's not about them. That's one win for them, I guess. But I hope it doesn't seem like, okay, we gave you 12 million now. You guys can stop harassing us about
Right.
convicting the killer of my daughter. But that's never going to change. It's not going to happen, and it should never stop. Nobody should ever stop fighting for it. But that's just tough though, because I was like, is that more so that you kind of just let us have this win so we can give you the settlement, and then now we don't have to. Now you don't go forward with pushing like charges or trying to get indictments, but it's like
That's kind of what it feels like. To be
I-
honest,
yeah,
that's
I was
kind of
like-
what it feels like.
I don't know if she's actually like I said, we need to win in both ways. We need to I'm glad her parents got some money for that, but like you said, don't replace her life, bro. I'm pretty sure they could care less about the damn money
Yeah.
if they had her, So
We all could care less about the money if it could reverse obviously what happened. I think the situation is like you said, is this just money to sweep something under the rug to help forget about something, or is there going to actually be some law changes, reform that comes out of this? I do know that, or just from what I've read and just from my understanding, there's I'm guessing a lot of legal ramifications into why they can't just up and charge the officers involved in whatever. It doesn't necessarily make sense, but there are some type of legal hoops they would really have to jump through when it comes to the no knock.
which they since that happened, they changed the law.
Yeah, they've changed it. So legally, I guess right now maybe it's just hard for them to prove that there's some like a law broken or misconduct in that sense.
So the body cameras don't.
They reported that there were no body cameras turned on for that
when they're supposed to turn their body cameras.
Coincidentally, there were no body cameras.
Yeah, see, like I said, with this whole situation, I'm not going to go all the way deep into it. You guys can actually do your own situation and research on this, but it's just so many unanswered things, and it points to a lot of negligence on there. So me personally, when it's this much, evidence unsure and so much negligence in a situation, in a case with law enforcement, already makes them guilty. To me personally, it is your job to uphold the law and understand that you guys are in a hard position. I would never pretend to act like I know what it's like to be a police officer. Never. It's one of the toughest jobs in the world. There's not a doubt about it. I have a lot of family members who are cops, but there's still a certain way to do things. And even as a cop, if you make a mistake, own up to that shit. You took somebody's life. and you can't say that you were in the right because she wasn't a threat. She didn't have no weapons.
Right.
She was in her bed and got up out of her bed when she heard whatever the case may be. So there was no need for you to say, "Oh well, we were just doing our job." Okay, well, she posed no threat to you
At all.
and you said, "Well, we don't know."
And apparently they were informed that she would be the only person home. So it just doesn't help that argument, you know,
Yeah,
when
man,
you
that's what I'm
consider
saying.
what the facts are.
It's so it's so many damn you know, holes in this story.
Right. But you know, if the money really brings some type of relief to the Taylor family, those her loved ones, those around her, then you know, by all means, that's good. 12 million isn't all the money in the world, but you know, hopefully it goes, you know, a way into helping that family be able to recover.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, because I'm pretty sure with all this going on and the courts and all this, that a lot of people miss some work. People haven't been on the work, so their wages have been
Right.
messed around. So I'm pretty sure that settlement was taken into consideration as well. But like I said, once again, rest in paradise, Breonna Taylor. We still, as people, for your family, we're still down here fighting for your name to get the justice that it deserves, as well as the other who have been taken from their families. And like I said, this will always resonate with us because it could have been any one of us.
Right. Right.
Any one of us, any wrong night, any wrong decision, any wrong comment back. It could have easily been any one of us, man, woman, child. So she, yeah, this always touches home, because you just never know. You never want that phone call to a parent to say that, your daughter or your son is gone. So yeah, shout out to Breonna Taylor's family, and like I said, hopefully the money helps you with something.
Yeah.
Whatever you may need
Whatever
and
they
support.
need, yeah.
Yeah.
So next topic. Interesting. Who has more options, men or women?
This
Like
is a
dating.
loaded situation.
It's a loaded question.
Hell yeah, because people say, who has more options in regards to what exactly? You said dating, but like even with that, that's like, okay, how are we looking at this with men or women? I'm talking strictly, this is my perspective. I'm talking strictly from uh women. Women are always known to be, like, I guess, particular about, they know what they want. They like this type of guy. He got to have a 730 credit score. He got to have a nice car, house, all so and so they can say that women are picky. They have a type. They have more options to choose from, what they want and what they don't like. uh the problem with that is, I agree that women have a standard. That's just great. I think men have a standard too, but it's normally shown a lot more with women, because men, for the most part, we think with our penis most of the time. Like you said, you can see a female that be in some tight leggings, a nice shirt, she tight. You feel me? At least for the time you see her, and you'll be willing to give her opportunity based off of how she looks, and
Like
how
that's it.
and how it might make you feel when y'all get into some intimacy. So you thinking about that along the lines, rather than, okay, can I rock with this person? What's her mindset look like? Can I build with her? Can she be my CEO? Like, women think that way off the rip. Some of them thinking at these time, this day and age, because our world is shifting in our importance and values. But some women are looking at man like a check. Some women are looking at man like, I can build with him. Some women look at him like, he can be my king, I can be his queen. There's definitely different categories,
Right.
but I feel like when it comes to this topic about who has more options, I believe that women do, because they choose to have more options, because they choose to make sure that is at the front line. Men, we don't give ourselves enough credit, at least in the past going forward, because uh we're thinking lust wise, intimacy. We're thinking physical, more so than intellectual. How can I build with this person? So it's like, I believe if men had more standards, we would be on the same page. But a lot of guys are thinking with their dick a lot of the time, so they're not on that. So that's why I feel like women have more options because they'll be picky. Like, oh, I don't want him. Like, well, a lot of them women will stop themselves from meeting a good guy. That's something they got to live with between her and God. But I believe a lot of women are very picky and have certain standards about who they want to waste their time with. For us, she could be sleeping on an air mattress on her mama floor, but on a club night, she coming there looking right. We be ready to give her the world and shit for that night. You feel me? Just to take her out to dinner. It's like it's not about all the time that we're looking in the future of what we can be. I know like, people are like, well, I'm like, bro, for the first night I'm meeting her, like, bro, nobody thinking about like, oh man, she'd be a good mom. Like, you're not thinking of no shit like that. You're not thinking like, bro, I wonder what her bank account looking like. She ain't better tell you that shit on the first night. You just seeing her from her physical appearance, and you're thinking, damn, she tight. Damn, I want to hit that. You feel me? Like that's what we own. But it's like if we actually just stop past that a little bit more, then I feel like the values of what we want in a woman would show more, and then it would actually project on her, and she would be able to see, okay, he not just on this or he not just on that, and then it would show you if she's full of shit very quickly, actually. But if you just focus on like a feeling and a pleasure you trying to get out of her, then you're already lost.
Yeah.
So I think in the argument of who has more options, you can really change it to say who choose to have more options.
Who chooses?
I think women choose to have more options because they just have like a certain thing in their head of what they want to accomplish or what they want out of that guy, and it's not so superficial as us. Some women are like that. Let's not give women too much credit. Not give men too less credit. But I believe there's a lot of women out there that are very particular and they think more so with what can I get from him. There's obviously superficial women that's thinking more with how much money he have, what he can provide for me. And then there's also some women out there that's really just sitting back in the cut thinking about uh building something with somebody. And there's a lot of men out there like that too. A lot of men has been hurt just like a lot of women been hurt. And so there's like a constant cycle going back and forth.
Well, that's one thing I hear from a lot of men a lot of times is it's hard to find a woman out here who's looking to build with a man. She's just looking for somebody who has it already.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's two answers. I feel like the real answer is you yourself as an individual determine how many choices you have.
Always.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And your choices, your decision making determines what your choices are, yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
On a more societal scale.
Yes, there we go. Let me give me
on a more societal scale, I would say that women have more choices. And your point, I would even take that a step further. Women are particular, or they can be particular and picky because they actually have more choices.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like men more so operate off of the like, nah, I'm gonna take what I can get.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And I feel like women I feel like women are more particular and picky in that sense because they already have the nigga who if they got with it would look like, damn, she just taking what she can get.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the nigga who's here who well established or whatever, and if he got with it, like, oh, okay, she got her a good dude who can provide for her, take care. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know necessarily how many men I would come across who have that choice between a woman who is well off from like the range, at least the woman who's just well off and doing her thing, got a degree, got a good career, yada yada, and the other chick who just looked good, who got the perfect body, the perfect look, but on an air mattress, or you know what I'm saying, is sleeping in her car night to night, or living check to check.
Yeah, and even with that, then, and because that's the mindset too. That's going into a little branch off of this, but nothing's wrong with a woman struggling and like she's working hard, but she's just struggling. We're in California.
Nah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Anywhere else
no.
you are, like you're trying to make ends meet and make it work. We heard a lot about a lot of success stories and single moms and trying to get it. That's fine, but don't come to the table expecting the man you want or your ideal man to have these things and you don't even have those things. That's
Yeah.
just being unfair.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to work towards something, then you find a guy who has something or he's working towards something. That's something you guys can build with. That is a formula for building something together. But don't be like, my damn credit score 536, da da da. But I look tight. I look right in a pair of Fashion Nova or whatever, and then your ass for to go try to reel a dude in because you know you look good in whatever you wearing. Like that's tight and seductive. So we gotta be more mindful that men have more value and women have more value. But a lot of the time, society wise, that we get stuck into just basically, looks and vanity. Because
Yeah.
obviously vanity sells. It's like when you go on somebody's Instagram, nigga, I didn't double take them. Like, oh shit, you feel me? So don't get me wrong. I can still that's what I'm saying. I can appreciate a woman in some scrubs going to school with a nice eyeglasses, beautiful, educated. But I also could appreciate somebody on there making a clap on Instagram too.
Right.
You feel me? But let's get that straight though. That person that's on there making a clap, you ain't looking for nobody to wife you up. You can't be.
Why do you say that?
Because you can't be putting yourself out there like that, being so open and nothing discreet about you, but you expect to find a well-groomed, respectful man. You just can't do it. It's a contradicting action to me.
So you think
you can't be online.
So basically you're saying no one's going to approach you in a respectful manner if you shake your ass on social media. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think obviously the context and scenario matters, but if you're like at a club and you're with your friends and y'all dancing, somebody just so happen to be videotaping you dancing, that's still attractive. That's still cool. You know how to dance, great. But if you're at the house by your damn self, just twerking with your ass cheeks in there, that's a whole different story. You're just trying to get attention for what? Because you could have just twerked and said, I want to practice twerking. Okay, practice twerking in your damn mirror so you can see yourself twerk, but don't videotape it and then post it on Instagram. Then somebody hop in your DMs like, what that shit do? You gonna be looking like, man, you thirsty? Like, what? What?
So it's not plausible that I just want to shake my ass in the mirror and post it on social media just because
honestly, with your platform, you can do whatever you want, but you still can't ignore the perception of it. Perception is reality. So it doesn't matter if that's not who you are. It doesn't matter if you're not.
So you're saying it's about what you're giving off. It's about like so would you ever date a stripper?
I can't say that I wouldn't because look, I wouldn't go to a club I can't say I wouldn't, but if I met somebody at a grocery store and I bump into her and she's a beautiful person and she's getting groceries and we just so happen to spark up a conversation, and we hit it off. And then later on, I found out her occupation is a stripper. If I'm already attracted to her mind, her spirit already, then that doesn't matter at that point.
Okay.
But if I met her like on stage, that's a little bit different for me.
I mean, are you hollering on stage?
I mean, everybody hollering on stage. Nigga, like
I mean, they hollering, but you know what I mean. Like, ain't nobody really like marry me type or like,
That's what I'm saying. It would have to be a moment. Like, say I get her off, she gets off the stage, and then we actually go to the back. I get to like a private.
There's got to be
whatever.
something extra.
And then niggas start actually sparking. She talking about, well, actually, I'm a genetic engineer. I'm like, what the fuck? And then you start talking to her about that, and it's like, oh, you're just doing this to pay for college. That changes shit too. But still, in your mind,
so you're saying basically, and I don't want to misconstrue this, but you're saying basically like your amount of nakedness or like twerking or sexy whatever distracts me from one wanting to get to know you as a person.
Yeah, because it's already putting my mind in one place, and that's fucking. So
it already, your mind just goes to like, yes, that's nice.
Yes.
Can I hit it?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being real about it, obviously you can't say, well, I met you in a library and then, you feel me, we're talking about, Huckleberry Finn or whatever, and then all of a sudden, you feel me, and you got a regular ass outfit on, but you look hella bad to me, and you intelligent, and your conversation's articulate, and I can rock with you, then I'm like, oh, I want to take her ass to dinner. Take her out to a movie, get to know her a little bit more. But yeah, if I first time experience, I go to my homie bachelor party and you busting it open, like I'm not thinking of nothing else but what's
You're not
happening.
thinking about walks in the park.
Feel
You're not
me?
thinking about dinners. You're not.
Two Pump Tony. You feel me?
This is such a compelling topic, and I would like a woman's perspective at some point. So I think this is something we should probably
we'll revisit this for sure because I don't want. Like I said, this isn't about putting anybody in a box or labeling like I'm better than or none. Just none of that. This is just basically I'm giving you my honest opinion.
Just real. It's just real.
If you're on the internet constantly showing your naked body, then you're projecting yourself in this one light. So I'm going to only see you in that one light. So I'm only going to be looking at you with lustful eyes. I'm not going to be looking like, bro, I can mold that sunflower seed into a petal. No.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking one thing, and that's just reality of it. So it's like, that's why I'm telling a lot of these young ladies and how they're carrying themselves and how these young men are carrying themselves. Like, bruh, if you're walking down the street constantly with your pants sagging and you got tattoos and you smell like weed all the time, like, bro, you're giving out a certain perception of yourself, whether you think so or not. It doesn't matter if you're an author. It doesn't matter if you're this, you're that. Like, you're giving out certain perceptions. So as a person that's black,
like, we're not supposed to judge a book by its cover. However,
you have to still acknowledge that cover.
Yeah, you have to present yourself.
Yeah, you have to still be mindful of it. So if I know I don't want to be harassed by police officers, I'm going to be a little bit more mindful when I drive past a police officer. I'm not going to be bumping. I'm not going to be having weed with smoke blowing out my window because that's going to be an automatic pullover.
Right.
So you feel me? But it's like, I have tattoos. I'm a black male. But when I walk outside, I carry myself in a certain way, a certain light where I'm not going to get harassed. You're going to get harassed if they feel like harassing you. I'm talking about cop-wise, but
you're not gonna do anything to try to bring more.
Yeah, I'm not giving hella alerts like boop, 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 look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah,
but a lot of these kids don't understand that perception is reality. So it's like, it's very easy to label you or pick you out of a crowd if you're doing certain things that's causing certain attention. So it's like, you can see a group of females and they can all be beautiful.
Right.
They can all be beautiful and they can all have on regular clothes, but then you used to look at the I guess you can say the most provocative one out of the group, and you're like, feel me? Well, it's a couple of them now I holla at for sure, but she look like I want to, I want to get that.
Looking all right.
Yeah, and other people saying that too. That's why it's multiple dudes shooting a shot at her that night because she's the most provocative one. They're looking at who
because she has options.
Yes, and they're looking at who they can probably have. They picked the one that they could probably have the most success with, at least from my eyes. Point of view.
That's true.
Sexual wise, they're looking at like, oh, she look like she. You feel me?
You're more than likely gonna take the shot you know you can make. Yeah.
That's just my thoughts on it. Obviously, everybody don't think like me. Obviously, I'm not like a philosophist or something. That's just not. But that's just where I'm at with it.
No, I see it. Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I think as a man, just my perspective is like, I'm always looking for something else as far as that's not necessarily physical when it comes to women, and before I determine if that's what attracts me or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was young. I'm still young, but I'm saying it used to be more just about, oh, she looked good and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Subconsciously, I'm really looking for something else that can kind of draw me or attract me if that's the case. Like, oh, she's into this or she's into that or she's good at doing this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not like twerking, but like
more so
like a skill,
a value skill set.
Yeah. And so I do understand though, like the respect thing, but I don't think that it's all based on like if she's twerking on the internet, I don't necessarily look at her like I can't respect her or I can't respect her.
Yeah, because she could have just been doing a twerk challenge that one time. But if you always on the internet twerking and shit.
But there are women who always post those types of posts.
Yes.
And like it doesn't compel you to interact. It's kind of like it makes you think like, damn, it feels like she's more so like either looking for something or reaching for something. And you don't necessarily know what that is. I don't know if she's lonely, if she just needs some companionship, or if she just needs some attention for the moment. And if she really got somebody, she just sneaking and, and trying to get more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this. I never know what the situations are, but that's just what I think about when I do see a woman who repeatedly has even not even like pictures, like when women, not even women, when people in general, but I see it happen, which is weird. I see it happen a lot more with women. Although we do talk about like who has more choices, right? I do see more women who post things like, I need some dick or something, or
who the hell posted that?
bruh, or like I've seen
what
women,
website you
bruh,
on?
it's Facebook. This is Facebook. I've seen women post diagrams of a vagina, and like, yeah, you're supposed to lick this and lick that, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, yeah, you know what I mean?
You gotta make sure she clean.
Yeah, and it does over time. It does turn you off to that. It kind of desensitizes you to. Like,
that's a little aggressive. Pineapples.
No, I've seen some real aggressive
pineapples.
Yeah,
I'm safe for it right now. I'm out. I'm not even entering in that situation.
But I'm saying that because, like, yeah, it's not too far off from your view of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think that my approach is a little bit more. I'm a little bit more willing to like see what else there is that might be about you before I'm willing to write you off.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily writing off, because obviously I have some history of not, you feel me, giving some opportunities. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't, like I said, I'm attracted to the Harvard student, the hard 9-to-5 worker. But you feel me, I can still be attracted to a stripper too.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, perception and how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, I could have bands in the bank, but if I always go outside, hella rugged, beard always untamed, hair always wild, sweatpants looking bummy, like, bro, it's only gonna attract so many types.
True, that's the dream for me.
You got me?
That's what I'm reaching for.
But that's what I'm saying. When you get to that page, that status, that's great, because that doesn't dictate anything. But at some point, your lady, you got to still be fishing with the right bait. You feel me?
Yeah,
you can't be expecting to track well put together woman if you're not out there well put together.
I was just talking about the bands.
I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
I was just talking about. So last topic. So basically, I know you heard the Fresh Prince house just went up for rent through Airbnb
For a limited time. I heard limited time.
Oh, limited time.
It's not. I don't think it's gonna be always up.
Oh,
but
okay.
for a limited time, people can rent out the Airbnb, the mansion from Fresh Prince with Will Smith. Either way,
I was about to say
that shit's dope. But I know that thing cost.
I heard it's only like $30 a night. I
what?
swear to God, I swear.
What crackhead site you was on when you seen this?
Bruh, I seen something that said
I think that somebody, I think I seen a little bit of that too, but I was like, nah, I don't think that's, hell no.
If it's $30 a night, probably not even gonna get the opportunity to book it.
That's gonna stay booked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Boy, you gotta make sure that thing clean, though. I know it's gonna be all types of
that thing
shenanigans going on up there.
I just stay in the pool house. You know what I'm saying?
Real,
like
where it went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, honestly, for the nostalgic aspect of it, I would want to visit it and just take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
But unless we were also going for like a weekend, like a 7-day thing, we got like 10, 20 people, 15 people, and it was all like couples or something.
If I could throw a party or something.
Yeah, man, that would be hard.
I'd do it.
That would be hard, like an album release party.
That would be crazy.
Like, you feel me, a second releasing of wavy instrumentals, bonus tracks or something.
Yeah.
That's something hard like that.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be hard, man. But yeah, man, I think that's pretty dope that they're doing that. And like I said, I think it would be pretty cool if people can do it. If anybody that we know decide to rent that thing out, hit us on the on the page, send us some pictures. I want to see that thing. That's see how dope it is inside.
So yeah.
I think that's basically that's all we
I
got
think
for today, man. We got
we
some
got the community
we
spotlight
got the
this
community
week.
spotlight.
We got Marquise Carter,
Owner of 7 Boutique.
absolutely. 925 Bay Area staple. Good dude. So we're gonna pick his brain a little bit about just managing business and just the labors
Ownership, yeah.
and what comes with ownership, and keeping a physical actual place where you go to shop open, and how to run it. So yeah, tune in on the Instagram, Much to Do About Everything podcast on Instagram, Much to Do About Everything. So yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's it.
Love is God. God is love, man. Until next time.
Yeah, this is episode 8, and thank you guys for listening. Bada bing, bada boom.